So we're going to start in Tadasana today. So come standing at the top of your mat with your feet sit bone distance apart and parallel. And we're going to give ourselves what I call a skull loop adjustment. So interlace your hands behind your head with your thumbs right at the occipital ridge, which is this little notch where the skull meets the back of the neck. The thumbs will hook in there and the hands will wrap, just like Tina's showing you, behind your head. Spin your elbows forward so your forearms are right in next to the sides of your head, and draw your arm bones back into your shoulder sockets. With your thumbs, lift the back of your head up slightly toward the ceiling. Push your hands forward into your head and your head back into your hands with the same amount of intensity. And it should feel like work, or it should feel like a little bit like you're stuck here, but you're kind of creating a bit of traction for your neck. This is the alignment that we want our head in with the rest of the spine. And your spine is kind of like an antenna. And when I was a kid, like a really young kid, and maybe some of you are too young to remember this, but we had a TV that had antennas on top of it, and you had to adjust them so that the reception came through clearly and you could see the picture clearly on your television screen. This is like your antenna. We want to get the crown of the head to line up right over the base of the pelvis. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And now just slide your hands up the back of your head and extend your arms over your head. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out, and just release your arms to your sides. There is an energetic channel at the core of your spine called Sushumna Nadi, and it runs from the base of your pelvis all the way up and out through the crown of your head. You don't spend much of your time in this position. You spend most of your time rounded forward with your head pitched forward. And so a lot of times in yoga, we'll get from the shoulders to the pelvis really well aligned, and we just kind of forget about the position of the head. And that's really like those little tips of the antenna. Like sometimes they'd put aluminum foil on the ends, which I think was to help with the reception too. But that's what we're doing. We're really trying to align the spine to create this incredibly clear channel of energy in your body so that we can be incredibly receptive, just like we can receive the clear message so that you get to see your stories on the television, okay? So inhale and stretch the arms up, keeping the length all the way up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, bend your knees and forward fold over your legs, again, keeping the length as you go. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Now here's where I really want you to nail it. Maybe you even, and do this for me, Tina, lift your hands up onto your shins. Press your hands back into your shins so your shoulder blades activate on your back, and lengthen through the back of the neck as if you had your hand on your occipital ridge, and then forward fold over your legs. Inhale and rise to stand, stretching the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's just do that one more time so we can really feel it. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. Arms up, forward fold. You've got it, Tina, thank you. Inhale into Ardha Uttanasana, and maybe you're lifting a little higher today so you can really lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale and rise, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up over your head. Beautiful. Exhale your hands to your heart. Make sure your blocks are handy. They're right toward the front of your mat. Inhale and stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Go ahead, grab your blocks. They're at their highest height. Step your left foot back and come into a lunge. And you'll slide the blocks back so they frame your front foot. They're underneath your shoulders. Keep engaging your legs. So root your feet down, hug the legs to the midline, and lengthen from the base of your pelvis all the way up through the crown of your head. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, straighten your right leg to whatever degree you can. Good. Now inhale, really lift and lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, try to fold at your pelvis over your legs, keeping the length as you go. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. You're only straightening your right leg as much as you can, not forcing it. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, the arms up over your head for crescent. Let's show the modification, Tina. Bend your back knee and put your knee on the floor. So Anjaneyasana Asana would be a great modification for this. If you're not modifying, your back knee is lifted and you're in crescent lunge. Now we're gonna add our skull loop variation. Thumbs at the occipital ridge, elbows point forward. Plug the arm bones back so the inner armpit moves back and the armpit hollows out. Hands press forward, head presses back. And you're gonna start to feel how this lifts the sternum up and it lifts the chest higher. Slide your hands off the back of your head and extend. So there's just a slight curve, but it's even from the base of the pelvis out through the crown of the head. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Move the blocks and press back to downward facing dog. So it's our first one. Take a couple breaths. Pedal your legs. Bend one knee, press into opposite heel. Bend the other knee, press into the opposite heel. Maybe wag your tail. Some people call this walking the dog. Do whatever feels good. And then allow yourself to settle. Press the tops of your thighs back so you very clearly have your low back curving in and up. And then lengthen. And imagine you have skull loops. So don't let your chin lift too far away from your chest. Don't let it tuck. It's just in that just right kind of Goldilocks place, lengthening the crown of the head out of your upper back. And as much as you're lengthening through the crown of your head, you're lifting through the base of your pelvis. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, nice and slow, walk your feet forward to your hands. Let's just set the tone. Slow, steady, meticulous. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale and rise all the way up. Arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release your arms, you're in Tadasana. Give yourself a moment. Feel where your head is in space. If you're like me, my chin lifts, my shoulders round forward. So I slide the sides of the throat and the head back. I hug the blades onto the back. Just you tune in to where you are in space. And then inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, keep the length. Try not to jut the chin forward as you fold forward. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the back of the neck long. Exhale, grab the blocks and step the right foot back. Walk the blocks back as you come into your lunge. You don't want to be, for this variation, you don't want to be reaching too far forward or having them back behind you. You want them right underneath your shoulders. Big breath in, length through the spine. Exhale and straighten your left leg. Inhale, grow long through the spine. Exhale, forward fold, keeping the length. Inhale, lengthen. Keep the gaze down and forward. Exhale, forward fold from the pelvis. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Base of the big toe roots, outer left hip pulls back, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale and rise arms up for crescent lunge. I want you to do skull loop again. So thumbs behind the occipital ridge. Lift, create that traction. Lift the back of the occipital ridge up. Hug the elbows in, head back, hands forward. Pull your legs together, lift your belly, and then fully stretch up through your arms. From the pelvis, press down into the feet, lift, and maybe you start to curl back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the blocks. Slide the blocks off the mat. Downward facing dog. And again, pedal, wiggle, whatever you feel like you need to do. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth, exhale. Lift your right leg up. Exhale the right foot forward in between your hands for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Front heel back arch alignment. Keep pressing the top of the left thigh back. Draw the tailbone down and lift the belly up. And even notice here, imagine, don't put your hand behind your head, but imagine your hand was behind your head and slide the sides of the throat and the head back. The upper palate moving up and back toward the back of the skull. Good. Reverse warrior. Left hand comes to left thigh or shin, outer shin if you're really open. And then slide your hand behind your head here and just press your head back into your hand. Open the top of the chest. Slide the hand off the back of the head in a full stretch. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through to side angle. Forearm to the thigh or fingertips outside of the right foot today, and then skull loop again. Left thumb hooks to the left side of the occipital ridge. Hollow out the armpit, scoop your right buttocks underneath you, press your head back and the hand forward, and start to open up the chest. Extend the arm as much as you can. Take a deep inhale and a full exhale. Both hands to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Plank top of a push-up. Good. Lower forward and down, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, curl into your back bend, cobra or upward facing hangout here. No Pez dispenser throat, so you're lengthening up through the back of your head. Good. Downward facing dog. So we're gonna do that one more time and just demo what I mean by Pez dispenser head. So shift forward to plank, and let's just do it from cobra, Tina, so it doesn't completely exhaust you. Lower all the way down, and then lift your chest up and lift your chin completely away from your chest. So it's a big stretch in the front of the throat. Now, yes, does your head move in this direction, but you're completely compressing the back of your neck. So look forward and lift as you curl your heart open and start to take your head up and back. And you can take your gaze back. You can go back even a little bit further, Tina, and right there. And that's where we want to be instead of collapsing the head back. Great. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Exhale the left foot forward. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Front heel, back arch alignment. Let's make your stance just a tiny bit narrower. I know it's going to feel like it's too compact, but I think that's good. Turn your right toes in just a little bit. Make sure the outer edge of your right foot's parallel with the back of the mat, or the foot can be slightly turned in. And then I want you to just move side to side. So reach forward through the left arm, reach back through the right arm. Just kind of feel where the middle is, and then settle, where you really feel like you're reaching evenly in both directions, left and right and top to bottom. Reverse warrior. Breathe deeply. And you don't have to give yourself the hand behind the head skull loop adjustment. Just tune in and adjust the antenna, and then see if you can stretch back more. Inhale through to Parsvakonasana, fingertips outside of the left foot or forearm to thigh. Send the arm up and over your head. One more time, give yourself skull loop. Thumb behind the occipital ridge, press the head back, hand forward, and you'll notice you can spin your belly and your chest up. Slide the hand off the back of your head. Take a really big breath in, and hands to the floor as you exhale. Step back to plank. Lower forward and down, chaturanga. Curl into your back bend. And back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips high, look forward, step, or hop, feet to hands. Lengthen and fold in. Rise to stand, inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Release your arms to your sides. Bend your knees for Utkatasana, chair pose. Yeah, and you can see Tina's making a few little adjustments. You don't have to do skull loop anymore, but I do want you to tune in, like you're just adjusting the antenna so the transmission is clear. Take a full inhale. As you exhale, come right up to stand. Release your arms to your sides. And in another universe, they call these squats. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up, antenna crystal clear. Exhale, come to stand, hands to your sides. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up. Exhale, come to stand, hands to your sides. I'm going to do the modified variation. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, come to stand, hands to your sides. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up. Make sure your knees aren't covering your toes. Come to stand, arms to your sides. So you're sitting back as you go down. Bend your knees, arms up. Exhale, come to stand, arms to your sides. Let's do two more, okay? Inhale, arms up, bend your knees. Exhale, come to stand, arms to your sides. Dig your heels down into the ground, bend your knees, arms up. Really push your heels into the ground as you come all the way to stand. Release your arms. Just last one. Inhale, bend your knees, arms up. This time, exhale, forward fold over your legs. Lengthen on the inhale. downward facing dog on your exhale. Shift forward to plank and lower all the way down onto your belly. And make sure you have enough real estate on your mat. You might want to scoot back on your mat. So coming up into Sphinx pose, pressing your forearms down and isometrically pulling the elbows back. So we're going to head into some back bends now. And back bends will require us, like, with the utmost precision, bending this antenna evenly. Now, antennae were made with, they're metal, right? So if you were to just bend it in one place, it would snap and break. In the same way here with your spine, obviously your body is more supple than a piece of metal, but sometimes you would bend the antenna ever so slightly to create a better transmission, and that's what we're talking about here when we do the back bend. So we want this to be an even curve from tail to crown of head. We tend to collapse in the low back, and we tend to collapse in the neck in both directions. So we want even length through the whole spine. Take one more inhale and a full exhale. Lower all the way onto your belly. Grab your block, and you're going to come onto your hands and knees to place the block in between your thighs. Narrowest width with the smallest rectangle facing forward. And you want to make sure, the edge of the block is flush with the flesh of your thighs, and then come lying down onto your belly. The block is there to help keep the low back from overarching. Squeeze the block like crazy and stretch your legs long. Let's clasp the hands behind the back actually for the first variation. Stretch the knuckles back toward your heels as you lift your chest up. Let's try to keep the feet down first. So find the position over your head, and it's probably like you're looking down on a slight angle, maybe about a foot and a half in front of your mat, so the back of the neck is really nice and long. If you feel totally cool here, you could squeeze the block and lift your legs up, but that's a pretty intense variation. Take a deep inhale and a full exhale. Lower all the way back down. Keep a hold of the block, but rest your forehead, unclasp your hands. Let's try it again. So start with your hands clasped for this variation too. Clasp the other way, where maybe possibly a slightly less comfortable way with the other thumb on the outside. Hug the block, stretch the legs long, lift your chest up, and stretch the knuckles back. Again, you're finding that placement of your head. Imagine your hands were behind your head. Lift the legs up if you went for that variation. Most advanced now is going to be taking your arms all the way out in front of you. Head, heels lifting at the same height. Take a big inhale. Lift everything as high as you can. Exhale, lower back down, rest. You can even use your hands like Tina's doing to make a pillow for your forehead or cheek. Okay, we're gonna try this. It's gonna be pretty challenging. So if you want to go back to the first variation where the legs don't lift and you clasp your hands behind your back, that is a good option. Tina, I'm going to have you scoot back on the mat still a little further. I want you to have enough padding underneath your elbows. So you are going to come into skull loop, thumbs behind the occipital ridge, hands wrapping behind your head. Pull your elbows in even a lot closer, Tina. Yeah, so your head is lifting off the floor already. Root your tailbone down, squeeze the block, and then lift your chest up. Oh my God, right? That's intense. Maybe you lift your legs up, but that would be really, really, really intense. So don't do it. Even you, Tina, don't do it if it's too intense. And then maybe you can slide your hands off the back of the head and stretch your arms straight out in front of you. Take a big breath in and lower everything back down. Rest for a moment here. Press onto your hands and knees. Go ahead, reach back, grab the block, put it off to the side of your mat. Press back to child's pose, but really mindfully. So we just went from a deep forward bend. So a deep back bend, transitioning now into a deep forward bend. So take your time to get there. Nice, deep, full breaths. And slowly come up to sit. So you can just walk your hands back, or you can shift forward like Tina just did onto hands and knees. However's easiest, you're gonna swing your legs out in front of you. We are going to sit in one of two postures, Sukhasana or Agni Stambhasana. So let's demo both, Tina. Crossing your right shin in front of your left shin, which is gonna be, let's even do the even more modified variation. So your legs crossed at the front of the shins. It's even more modified, yeah, just like that. So a cross-leg seat. Okay, that's option one. Option two is Agni Stambhasana, stacking your right ankle on top of your left knee. So inner spiral your legs, that two-hand adjustment. Inner thigh, outer hip, spiral the flesh down and widen it out on both sides. And then sit up tall, check in and see how you feel. And then if it feels okay to fold forward, you can go ahead and do that. And an option, depending on how far you fold forward, and Tina's gonna be able to go pretty far, you can hook your shins to the very front of your elbows to the very front of your shins, press the elbows back to lengthen the sternum forward, and in turn lengthen the crown of your head forward. And again, we're finding that really clear line of energy along Sushumna Nadi, this main energy center in your body. So often when you, if you've ever heard about chakras, chakra means wheel, these big energy centers along your body. Well, the biggest line of these chakras is Sushumna Nadi. When you see that rainbow of different circles along the line, you see it in posters and stuff. This is what we're talking about. Come up and switch your legs. So you're crossing now left shin in front of right shin, or left ankle on top of right knee, Agni Stambhasana style. Please inner spiral again if you feel like you need that adjustment. If you feel pretty grounded on the second side, no problem. Go ahead and fold forward. There can be all sorts of blocks along this, in all over your body, but certainly along this main channel of energy in the body. So doing work like this in the sort of most gross way aligns this channel and can lead to clearing and opening if you have blocks somewhere along the lines here. Lots of different techniques can clear those blocks, but this is one way we can do it. Slowly come up and extend your legs straight out in front of you for Paschimottanasana. I do want you to give yourself another inner spiral adjustment. So the low back is curving in and up. Sit up as tall as you can. Let's even use the hands either to your sides or back behind you. That's perfect where you are, Tina. Press down into your arms to lift the sternum up, and then in turn lift right up through the crown of your head. I really want you to not round in this pose. So if you can bend your knees to create length in your spine, that's fine. I want you to try to literally fold like a wood board. Fold at your pelvis. Yep, good. Grab your ankles, walk your hands forward, grab your big toes, whatever feels best, and then length. And then once your belly and your thighs touching in either variation, if your knees are bent or your legs are totally straight like Tina's, lengthen through the back of your head. And it takes a lot of time to kind of find the awareness, but you're just playing with it. You're just seeing, you're tuning in to where your body is in space so that when it drifts away, you know where home is. You know how to pull it back. You know how to adjust the antenna to get the clear reception. Inhale back up. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So bend both knees. Fold your left foot underneath and outside of your right hip and cross your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Hug your right knee into your chest. Lift your right arm up and back behind you as you twist. And you might even be able to hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. If you're there, really push down into your arm to curl the shoulder blade into the back of the chest and lift the heart up. Deep breath in, full breath out. Deep inhale, full exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, unwind, extend both legs straight out in front of you, and pause for a moment. Take a full breath in, press the inner thighs down. Yep, and even Tina's giving herself a little inner spiral adjustment. That's great. And a full breath out. Second side. Bend the knees. You'll fold the right foot to the outside and underneath your left hip. Left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Hook your right elbow around the outer left thigh. Lift the left arm up and back behind you. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to twist. I'm going to show the modified version. I should have done it on the first side. Extend the right leg straight out in front of you. Keep going if you're in it. And that's the modified version. So it's going to be better for a lot of us to do it this way with the right leg extended and just the left leg folded in, or bent, I should say. One more breath, everybody. Full breath out. Unwind, uncross, lie down on your back. And today, I'll place them for Tina, but let's put the blocks underneath the knees. It'll be a nice way to, or if you have a bolster or your blanket handy, you could use that too. It'll be a really nice way to take your Shavasana. So lie down on your back and just notice, is your chin away from your chest too much? Is it tucked too much? And just settle into that place that feels totally neutral and rest. Before you change anything in your body, just notice where your mind is at. I had a student tell me they're so bad at Shavasana, and I asked why, and she said, because my mind doesn't stop. I can't clear my mind. And the good news is that's not what you're supposed to do, so that's good. But notice that there might be all these thoughts flooding into your mind, and that's actually your body releasing that tension. It's getting released. And the real exercise in meditation is bringing your mind back to what you want to focus on. So here it would be coming back to the sensation of being on the ground, resting. And then a thought bubbles up. And you follow it for a moment because it's interesting. But then the exercise, the real work is bringing your mind just right back to your body. So it's not to try to stop the thoughts from coming. See them as good things. See them as an opportunity for exercise, to come back to your body. So especially since you did all this work to create clarity in your spine, you're open. Stuff is going to bubble up. Let it. Just come back to your body. Keeping your face relaxed, your jaw relaxed. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Bend your knees and just curl right up onto your right side in the fetal position. You can use your forearm as a pillow. And slowly make your way to a comfortable seat. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Adjust your seat however you need. Sit up as tall as you can. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bow your head to your heart. Namaste.